Okay, we can talk about something called microservice on monolithic. Probably I might have shuffled it or switched it back. So monolithic versus microservice. Okay, so I have a real-time example as well. Later on this video, I will just show about like how this particular concept is totally relating to our real-time example that I would like to show. First of all, what is monolithic, and we will talk about, and what is microservice, and then like what are all the code differences, and then like the real-time example. I think real-time example that will make you surprise something, and then we could see the difference between like how exactly that is totally relating to each other. Okay, and when you look at the monolithic architecture is an application architecture that includes all component of application within a single code base actually. And then like this means that all application functionality such as user interface, database accessing to the database, not only database, accessing to the MQ systems, accessing to the another API, accessing to the some other backend services or ETL jobs, and the business logic is tightly integrated into a single application. It comes like a single var or single EAR. So it has a lot of services inside that particular EAR, and this is something we talked about it. We will see the differences on how exactly the microservice is going to take place here. Okay, and coming back to another end, this is something called it's an architecture, the style, the structure is the application collection of small independent services. So that communicates with each other through a well-defined APIs. So each applications, each functionalities, each functions runs as a separate services, and then each service is designed to perform a single function, small set of function, and can develop and deploy and scale independently. Okay, and we'll talk about more about like what's the main differences actually. Moving on to the differences, the first point would like to talk about is complexity. The monolithic applications are often more complex to develop and maintain as all application components are tightly integrated. The microservices, on the other hand, are simpler, more modular, as each service is designed to perform a specific functions. And when come for the scalability, the monolithic applications can be more difficult to scale as all the the components must be scaled together. Actually, like what exactly it's talk about is like when we have a multiple services and putting into a single EAR, and like if you want to make a change on only one particular service within an EAR, and we have to redeploy it entire EAR. So what exactly the complexity which is providing here is like it taking redeploying it multiple time, redeploying the service, the startup time will take a long time, and like for one small change and we have to put down the service, and but there is something like more complex. So I think that's the main problem with the monolithic services actually. So when you come at the microservices, on the other hand, it can scale it independently. Each functions, there are around 100 functions. Out of 100 functions, there should be something like three or four functions has to go ahead and release it, and we have to make a bug fix, then you can go ahead and do it. You don't need to care about the services actually. So that's the one of the key feature in microservices. The microservice, on the other hand, can scale independently, make it easier to handle the change in demand. So when you come at the deployment, when I talk about the previous slide, the deployment is typically this, it's a single unit. It's typically deployed as a single unit, which can make deployment more challenging. And when we look at the microservice, can be deployed independently, allowing for more frequent and faster deployments. Actually, there are a lot of strategies that you can play it around by using KTS. If your app is completely containerized, you can a lot of strategy can get in place actually. Okay, now how exactly this is something like uh, uh, we have to talk about another one of feature before I move on together. It's completely called the resilience. Monolithic application can be less resilient. That's what the problem. So if you have in a cluster, there are four monolithic app or three monolithic app. So each time of small changes inside that EAR, you have to downgrade one app, and then you have to deploy it. So when you do it in round robin fashion, the request hit may be seeing a lot of drop in success rate. that's more complex, right? So this is as a single point of failure can bring down entire application. So basically, like you deploy a new app, or inside the 10 service, one service has a bug, so you have to re-release it multiple times. You have to release it in new code. So that's the problem. So when you look at the microservice, it's more resilient, as a failure in one service does not affect another actually. Okay, and and this is the real-time example that I would like to talk about it. Something like the people who are residing in India, they would know about what is called, they know about the biryani. Biryani is more famous. When I talk about biryani, is like the when you look at the Bangalore or you reside in Chennai, so there is a lot of biryanis. Like Ambur is one of the most famous, and even the people who are in Bangalore, the Meghna, the parcel biryani is more famous. So here's the difference actually. Okay. Okay, so I would like to give some more core differences. I would like to relate with the real-time example. Here, there is two different types of biryanis are here. So one is in the bowl, and another one is on the packet. So if you look at the bowl biryani, which is on the bowl, it has a chicken along with the rice. If the rice is not good or the chicken is not good, sometimes like you may need to replace it actually. Okay, so I feel like this is something it could relate to monolithic. Uh, if something is not in good, or if something it has in the rotten, or if the biryani is rotten, or the piece is rotten, or that's not cooked properly, so you may need to replace it an entire bowl actually. So that is the main problem with the monolithic actually. And when you look at the biryanis which is in the packet, basically it is under the Megna Foods, the biryani which is in the packets. So if the biryani is not good, you can just replace the biryani. You can get a new biryani on the packet. Actually, same with the chicken. Actually, you can get a new packet, and if some people they don't want to eat along the chicken, so they just have only the rice. Some people would like to eat a chicken. They would can just eat only the chicken. So this is like this. We can relate this something with the microservice. So microservice is like it has a lot of functions, runs independently. So here the chicken and the rice, which runs completely independently. Actually, on the other side of the monolithic, the chicken which is in the bowl, which is not completely independent. So it is completely encapsulated in a single bowl. Okay, so that is would like to give some core differences between the monolithic and the microservices, and I would like to give some real-time example as well. I hope I hope this would have you would have been liked it. You would have been liked it. I will see you on the other video. Thank you so much.